Well, the boys are back. I can't see the Boglehead boys anymore because it's trademarked. I need to talk to Rick Ferry and have a conversation so I don't get in trouble. But welcome back to the boys.
Dude, you just call it Bogleites just to piss him off.
I want him to be on my good side, okay? I want to be his friend. Maybe he can invite me to like a Boglehead conference and I can give a speech about how you should max your 401k and buy VT.
You mean you're not going to go there and tell him to buy Tattooed Chef?
I mean, as long as it's less than 5% of your portfolio, why not?
What is that stock at these days?
It's right around $8, dude.
It's right on the trucker's butthole. That's where it's at.
Dude, I don't know. You guys probably, I don't know who saw the video, but I actually attempted to eat one of the Tattooed Chef bowls.
I saw it.
5 bites, man, was laborious for me, dude. I was sitting there like, this is so awful. Who would pay $5 for this on a regular basis?
Oh, but before we get into it, we'll get back to Tattooed Chef in a second. Me and Kevin were scheduled on me, so the debate is now at 10:15 a.m. tomorrow. I think he's screwing with me.
I'm dying.
Anyway, that's it. Okay, go ahead. Tattooed Chef.
No, I mean, it's exactly
Mendoza.
This is why I do what I do for super chats. Thank you.
Dude, it's exactly what I said in my video. It tastes like food. It tastes like they fed that vegan stuff to a hobo and then he vomited into a cup. Like, dude, I'm telling you right now, those 1980s Ethiopian kids would kick you in the balls for giving them a bowl of Tattooed Chef.
What a reference.
They'd be looking at you like, this isn't edible.
Dude, did you see the DCF I did of Tattooed Chef today?
No, I watched, I forget which video I watched.
Wait, you don't drop everything to watch my videos, Jay?
I tried to, but I had like a bunch of stuff to do today. This is why I didn't really post. I only posted one video.
I was getting froyo with the wife, so no.
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
Anyway, so I assume revenue would grow at 30% over the next 5 years, and that they would have a 10% profit margin starting today. Mm-hmm. And the stock was still basically not a buy, even if it was profitable. That's how freaking bad the stock is.
Bro, Jeremy's dad just gave me an excellent idea. He said seagulls at work had a hard time eating it and they will eat garbage. I might do a video where I head down to the beach here where there's seagulls and leave out a Tattooed Chef bowl to see if they'll even eat it.
It just fucking explodes.
Love that.
It's like
you actually make like a mutant seagull.
Next thing you know, YouTuber with a small channel arrested for animal cruelty. What'd he do? He gave a seagull Tattooed Chef.
No, you come back and the seagull has like a soy boy haircut and it's wearing a Lafufu hat.
My OG analysis way back when of Tattooed Chef had it at I think $2 based off of pretty interesting assumptions, I would say. But like we'll get there. We'll get there. $2 a share. Austin made a promise to me that he'd buy it at $2 a share.
Oh yeah, dude, that's like half a can of dip. I'd buy some Tattooed nutsack at $2. Why not?
I just like the only thing I could think of is I was like, I'll just look up the book value. That's like how little time I will spend thinking about the stock to actually figure out its intrinsic value.
Yeah, it turns out the book value is $8.
Is it?
Oh, bull crap.
Yeah,
no, not per share, total.
Oh, yeah. The value of the company is $8. Yeah, I get that.
I was like, hey, if it was that, I'm like, I'm gonna consider looking at. Let me see, what is their Tattooed nutsack price to books?
To give the viewers a quick rundown, we all agreed to get absolutely wasted to hype up our boy going up against Meet Kevin tomorrow morning.
Oh, yeah.
Well, then if you guys get wasted, you can't make it to the stream. You can't see me get freaking wrecked.
That's why they have VODs.
I can get sloshed tonight if I bring out the big guns. I got the 12 percenters.
Y'all should have told me you were drinking before yesterday, because I actually drank last night. And
I mean, I gotta get it. It's in the fridge. I gotta
I'll be
It's
right
right
back.
next down that long hallway to get your alcohol.
It's right next to the tattooed chef.
Oh yeah, dude, I just have to traverse this hallway to get to past the executive bathroom back there.
So do you actually have like? How much did you pay for that green screen?
Oh no, this green screen actually was included because of that thing I told you about. They just brought it over, yeah. So I just have the green screen.
They freaking mailed you a green screen.
Mailed me a green screen. They made me a bunch of stuff to get started, but like green screen was one of them. And I was like, fuck, you know what? I'll just use a green screen from now on. And now I just have this green screen that I just put whatever I want. I'm still figuring out like what I can use. So I was gonna use like a battle of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin when I talked about Disney. Thought 1 is too distracting, or 2 copyright. So because you can do it like with the software.
They'll get you on copyright. You put all this effort into a video, you upload it, and then YouTube just demonetizes you. It's crazy.
As long I can accept demonetization, because sometimes I'll like do things just for the lulz, you know, like some of the memes that I just post. I don't.
God damn, dude!
But,
got a whole bottle.
All right.
Jesus, am I the only one that's not going to freaking drink tonight?
You got dip, dude. It's fine.
Cole, you convinced me.
Wonderful. Guys, if at any point you get bored during the stream and you're watching this later, just skip ahead like 30 minutes. This will probably be a nightmare.
I'll try to keep these guys in check. I'm actually not going to drink tonight. I'll be a responsible man.
Yeah. Strongman has to drive me home.
I'll start drinking in a little bit. I like to let Lagavulin sit.
I'm trying to find the freaking this even the Tattooed Chef's like annual report. The format's a freaking disaster. I can't even look at it. It's so hard to read.
Yeah, they were too embarrassed, so they just.
Well, dude, didn't you say like they couldn't even complete their financial statements?
Yeah, they pushed it back like twice.
Shareholder.
Yeah, they were freaking late. They were late. They were late for their quarterly statements, and they were late for their annual statements. And Jeremy always talks about how the CEO is so freaking amazing, but he's such a freaking loser. He can't even get his accountants, doing crap on time. It's a freaking joke.
Yeah, I mean, again, there's numerous things, man, like that would cause me. I mean, not the least of which is just the negative cash flows and everything else, but if you're a company and you can't even do your job, why would I become a shareholder, an investor? Like, you can't even get the financial statements out in time.
Oh, I found the equity. Okay, let's calculate Tattooed Chef's book value. So Tattooed Chef market cap is what, $600 something million? 658.
Yeah.
So 658 divided by 217. The price to book is $3. I need to drop another 66% before it's potentially a buy.
And so okay, so I'll put in a reminder to buy it in October then.
So I don't actually have much left, but
oh man, terrible. What was that, like $400?
No, this no. I think
what are you drinking?
Honey whiskey. I forgot what's in this one. Yeah, I don't really.
Looks like bourbon or whiskey.
No, it's a whiskey. This is a whiskey, but I forget what whiskey's in here.
It's either whiskey or my piss jar. I don't remember which one, but.
So my wife got me this bottle because it has the engraving on it. Oh, you definitely cannot see that. Yeah,
that's funny.
That's freaky looking. I like that.
Oh yeah,
it's like an invisible bottle of whiskey.
Fabio, this is what you need.
Oh, I'll get that. Yeah. How good is that?
Dude, it's delicious. It's like, I got lucky when I started. I was like, I want to try Scotch to see what the hype is. So I started out with Glenfiddich, and then one day I just saw this sitting there, and I was like, let me just buy it and try it. I thought it was delicious. Then I talked to the people at Total Wine and More. They go, well, on the third bottle, you bought pretty much the best Scotch that's affordable.
Right,
and I bought a Mike's Hard Lemonade. So.
I have this because I don't really have much of that, and this is I love this. Unfortunately, it's a limited amount. They're not going to really continue this product. Oh, well.
I can only imagine Jeremy at the truck stop after all this ends poorly for him, just going to truckers. Can I do a butt chug before you do it?
You can either have my butt or I'll butt chug for you.
Dude, it's gonna be. Dude. If Meet Kevin keeps 75% of his portfolio in Tesla,
Yeah, that's fine.
he's gonna be down there doing Jeremy's makeup.
I'm actually really curious to see what he says tomorrow. I would love to hear the Tesla bull case from like the Tesla master himself.
Fabio, fix your corner of your screen.
Bro,
Oh no, I leave that there.
Okay.
He thinks
That's
that
on
a company.
This one?
He thinks that a company it has a market cap of $10 trillion. Could sell at a 70 price to earnings ratio.
Well, 10 trillion is the bear case.
Yeah.
That's assuming insurance doesn't take off and they don't have robo taxis in every continent.
Yeah, but I think it's really going to be the Elon Musk Fisto robot that takes over.
I mean, you can make up whatever you want. Elon could just say anything, and his freaking fanboys will believe it. The most ridiculous thing is the robot by far, though. It's like, how you don't even have the production facilities to make the robot. Where's the robot production facility? You have to make new freaking factories or stop making cars to start making the robots and retool your current factories. It doesn't make any freaking sense.
If Amazon came out and said they were going to use Tesla self-driving to deliver packages, what do you think what the stock would do? Like 3x in one day?
Oh, Amazon and Tesla would moon. Like, people are talking about Amazon now. I was listening to Jeremy today, and he was talking about how, this is the worst market I've seen since the financial crisis. And I'm just sitting there going, homie, you have a long way to go before the stock market is at fair value.
I mean, wasn't the market flat for like a decade or two in like the 60s and 70s or something like that? Like,
it was basically like it was pretty much flat, wasn't it? Right after the tech bubble.
NASDAQ took from, I think, 2000 to 2015 to reach its 2000 high. So, yeah, it took 15 years.
Yeah, there you go, 15 years. And
so I'm going to pull up the S&P 500. We're going to see if this is the worst dip we've ever seen. I mean, maybe it's a bad market for, trash soy boy stocks, but we're still not down that massively.
Dude, I mean, really, what's falling? Netflix is falling back to its intrinsic value because they make garbage content.
Keep my stock's name
out your
mouth. Now, y'all see this little dip right here? This, according to Jeremy, on the far right, is the worst stock market he's ever seen. And if you look at the COVID one was worse. Look at that.
Yeah.
Let's clarify. He doesn't have a stock portfolio of VU, though. So, all about perspective.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, for me, this ain't crap. I mean,
pull up Jeremy's graph, and it looks like a fucking cliff.
You want to see Jeremy's graph? This poor tattooed chef.
I'll just state, okay, so because he was buying these shares at sort of like peak liquidity, right? No, that's when all these SPAC deals were happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like these guys aren't idiots.
Yeah, peak liquidity is my ass after I eat tattooed chef.
Oh God. No, it's like we know that these management teams, they're probably not stupid. They wanted to raise capital, and they raised capital. They were on a frenzy to raise capital at this moment, right? This high liquidity period. When did this go public? Because I bet you, was it in 2021?
Very good.
It can't be that
2020.
Right when the pandemic and stimmy checks.
And then I bet you, if you actually check their share issuance with them, they probably issued an absolute asinine amount of shares around up there. Like check in 2021. If you actually were to check, I don't know if you want to do that live, but like if you were to check, I bet you they probably issued a crazy amount of shares there. I think
dude, very good food was diluting the crap out of you. You were the shareholder.
Can a stock trade at less than a penny per share? I've never invested in anything shitty enough for that to come up.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Yes, they can. And one of my buddies, he invested in a long time ago. He very speculative. He invested in something called Delcath Systems. I think they're still around. They've done so many reverse stock splits, but where he got basically taken out of the trade or the investment. Sorry. But Yeah, for a moment they were trading at less than a penny. I think if you check them out now, they're not, because they've done so many reverse stock splits.
Yeah, like no, I get it, man. When we were at peak liquidity, even if I owned a company and they were like, yeah, we're going to issue, 1% this year. We're going to issue 1% new shares. The stock price is just so high that, management has no choice and it gives them capital. I would have no problem with it, but like very good food. I understand why they're doing it, but it's a garbage company. I did a video about this. I don't subscribe to the belief that stock buybacks are just inherently good.
Yeah.
Because if we went to an actual capitalist system where, we don't have the government bailing out the stock market, look at what would have happened to the airlines for buying back their stocks. They would have went bankrupt. Mm-hmm. And that was the only thing that prevented them. But it's like, if buying back your stock, you can get a better return on that than you can by, say, doing more R&D research, by all means do it. But if your stock is if you're Apple right now and they were trading at hypothetically a 100 price to earnings ratio, and they said, we're going to buy back stocks, I would look at them and be like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree with that. And I think I've been trying to be hitting that point more often in my videos about stock buybacks, and like it depends. I think stock buybacks are better if executed well, or otherwise they're absolutely destructive to shareholder wealth. I think Intel might show up to be one of those as well, by the way. Another example in the history of examples that corporate destroyed shareholder wealth with
GE.
GE's the most extreme one, and IBM's another good one. Yeah, exactly. IBM,
I'm actually
though,
like massively bearish on Intel. I'm actually not a fan. Like, I looked at their financials.
Dude, there was something I didn't like about it, and I couldn't put my finger on it. And I don't think it has to do with the fundamental numbers that I look at now. I think it's just one of those things where I've told people this. I probably have an irrational view of Facebook, but to me, I look at it. It's the same thing I did with Twitter, and I say all the time too. I'm like, what is this? Like, this is not a company that I want to own, because it's not producing. I want to own a company that's producing products or selling products that people need every day, toothpaste or whatever. And there was something about Intel that I just didn't like. I don't know. I thought it was irrational, so I just kept my mouth shut for a while.
Well, I mean, they make chips. I mean, they do make stuff, but the problem is, yeah, like Paul, like if you look at Everything Money, he has their revenue growing 2, 3, 4% over the next 5 years. You look at their year over year, their revenue is declining now. So if you put in negative revenue growth and you see their margins are shrinking too, it's actually not a very good deal right now.
I have a lot to say about Intel. I actually have nearly an hour-long video that is actually in the process of uploading just about Intel. I'm going to share it here on your live stream here. Strong.
You got 5 minutes.
Some of it's kind of boring, but a lot of it is hyper specific to the industry. I had a very productive conversation with an individual who subject matter expert, and then they kind of sparked my curiosity, and I had some conversation with some Intel employees on top of that, and kind of just colored my mind a little bit on the whole space as a whole. So one, I'll start with, like, for example, work culture at Intel. From my understanding, from what I've learned, not very good, not very conducive for something that you would say is inspiring. There's this particular sector of Intel that's pretty much bringing the whole company from like utter ruin, and that's their Israeli division. Like, their Israeli division is pretty good.
Fabio.
Yeah, I hope Mike isn't watching right now.
So, and then when I kind of looked into it a little bit further, but it's not that there's no good individuals in North America. It's actually management's problem. Management has squandered North America and Europe. So those divisions aren't actually, from my understanding, being as productive. as the Israeli division. And funnily enough, Mobileye is headquartered in Israel. And I actually looked into it because that was a bit of a concern. I found out that, yeah, the Mobileye division and the Israeli Intel division are actually close together. So the fact that they're kind of spinning it off kind of already concerned me, because I already had my concerns. The reason why I dumped Intel, and I got criticism and some flack for it, was because I disagreed with what management was doing, how they were allocating capital. And I think people do not judge a management enough on misallocation of capital, just as they don't judge countries that much. People need to understand that when a company misallocation of capital is a cost you will pay for, maybe not right now, but you will pay for later. And it takes some time. And things that Intel was doing when I actually then kind of went hard and looked back at what they've done, you can map it out that things they were doing in 2015, 2014 are showing their consequences today. And, those things were, at the time, investors, I guess, weren't paying attention. They weren't paying attention. They were like, oh, the stock is cheap. I'll buy the stock. And you severely underperform the market. And then on top of that, to add a little spice to it, you also have the potential for the shareholder destruction that occurred through these, misuse of buybacks, that now the new CEO is coming in. He's having to sell assets, and this is the statement he's making to you. Listen to me. You guys are my shareholders. I'm going to say to you guys, instead of stopping my capital return to my shareholders, right, outright, completely, cutting the dividend entirely, stopping all buybacks, but I think they did stop the buybacks. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure they might have stopped the buybacks a little bit. Instead of doing that, I'm going to start selling assets. That statement implies that I'd rather do that. And what I want to do instead is make sure that the stock price, perhaps stays a little bit stable. For what reason? Obviously, because the incentive structure there. And I'd rather sell off assets in order to make the necessary investments rather than just allocate the capital I currently have and just, maybe stop paying you guys a dividend. Maybe I shouldn't have been paying you guys that dividend, or maybe I shouldn't have been doing those buybacks, and admit that I was wrong and fix things from here on out.
Oh, dude, they accelerated buybacks.
Oh, they accelerated buybacks. Great. Okay, so they're going to sell off assets and accelerate buybacks. Yeah, you see, that's not a company that I particularly want to be a part of. But then there's even more detail regarding the technological implications as far as, where ASIC chips are concerned, where the architecture is actually changing, whether or not they're able to keep up in the future. I think they will, because it only takes one good team to actually, save it. But management, it seems like in the past, was doing everything in its power to, get there. But the Tesla is actually a good example. And I actually go into this a little bit into greater detail, but there's a misconception. So when Tesla used NVIDIA graphics cards, I think I've heard a lot of people quote that Tesla makes their own graphics cards. That's not true, right? They do make their own chips, but not graphics cards. In case anyone thought that, they actually make something called what is known as an ASIC chip. An ASIC chip, hyper-specifically designed chip, can do one thing that's really good. And actually, the new Teslas all come with 2 ASIC chips. And all you got to do to simplify it, it's a chip that can do one thing. That's all you got to know about it. It's a chip that can do one thing, and it's really good at that one thing. It's way better than a general purpose unit that can be like a CPU or a GPU.
What is the one thing you can do? Is it the chip that makes like the fart noises with the
no?
The
it's the one that makes it possible to do the FSD and autopilot. It's what analyzes the environment. It basically is really good at that. And you have 2 of them for safety reasons, because obviously if one fails, you have the second one. For whatever reason, the other one picks up the slack. So you have. I mean, by the way, all the concerns I stated, it gets a little bit deeper than that. Once you start to realize that Google has been making their own chips, they've been actually hiring and poaching talent from Intel and AMD, I think, but mainly Intel. Actually, there's in the video, I forget the guy's name, but he's a senior fellow at Intel, an ex-senior fellow at Intel. And by the way, for non-engineers, from what I understand from engineers, and this is from engineers telling me this, and I think you can also kind of look that up, but a fellow is the highest achievement accolade an engineer can have at a firm. So losing a fellow is a huge deal for these companies. And
thanks for the definition, because I thought you just meant like, he's a fellow, works there.
Yeah,
no. He's a chipper fellow.
Look, we lost our fellow. Like,
now I think I heard Tattooed Chef is going to start making chips. Does that play into this at all? Or?
Yeah,
there's no
they're going to make their own. But yeah, no, all these companies, I mean, Amazon AWS is making their own in-house chips. Google's making their own in-house chips. Meta's making their own in-house chips. Google, I already mentioned them. Microsoft has a little bit of an issue. There's a little bit of a detail that's an issue with theirs, because it seems like the industry is moving in terms of the capacity to a different architecture. Currently, I know I'm probably rambling. Currently, we use x86. We're moving over. It seems the industry is moving over to what is known as ARM architecture. So there's architecture and micro architecture. Important distinction. Architecture, blueprints, microarchitecture, that's the actual chip that you touch, and that thing, the Intel chip, the AMD chip. But the architecture, like basically the blueprints of everything, we're moving over right now. It seems like for what AWS is concerned, Google is concerned. Microsoft's having a little bit of a difficulty. They're stubborn there. But
I have a question for you, Fabio.
Yeah.
What do you like? Where do you find the research to read up on this stuff? Is there a certain website you go that has like a compendium of stuff you can read about, or do you just like dive into the 10Ks to get all this knowledge?
No, it's not even in the 10Ks. So I talk to people in the industry. So I interview them and I ask them questions. I ask them to dumb it down. I can get, that's usually what I do, for example, for work. Like if we were interested in the industry. Yeah. Like I'll actually like reach out to these people and say who I am, try to talk to them.
Fabio from the Capital Mindset channel.
No, not on Capital Mindset. But like I like to sometimes share what I learn from this. And sometimes actually some of that information that I actually outlaid was actually from a subscriber. And then that subscriber kind of put me on this like mental tirade. And then, like I said, I interviewed other people from actually Intel. I was able to get into contact with some of them, ask them some specific questions. And then I like to make sure, like basically confirm my facts because if I'm making an investment decision or if I'm making a thesis, I have to get my facts straight. Otherwise, I can get in trouble.
The most terrifying thing, it's not terrifying, but the biggest turnoff to me is what you just said in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's the CEO would rather sell off company assets to keep the stock price up so that he can get his bonus. And it's going to destroy the company. And that's what that is.
It sounds like another CEO that recently bought another company and likes to pump his stock price.
Ryan Cohen.
Personally, I think Elon buying Twitter, although I don't think Twitter's worth anything. I think he spent $43 billion on a turd.
$45 billion, bro.
$45 billion on an unpolished turd. But I think it's the greatest troll of all time. It's hilarious to me. Like, it's hilarious to me to listen to people melt down. They're like, and what's this going to do to democracy? I go, it's Twitter, dude. You post like 250 words of nonsense on there. Twitter is not like, I still don't get it. I don't get everybody's obsession with Twitter. It's a piece of crap company that you're going to struggle to monetize. Oh, I'm going to pay Twitter $2.90 a month to what? See AOC's tweets?
I thought you were going to say nudes, and I was going to pay for that.
Oh, God.
Yeah, well, to me, paying for Twitter is akin to paying for CNN Plus.
I don't
really see the point.
I think the payment feature lets you like edit your tweets after the fact or something. I don't know.
Wow, that's definitely worth a couple bucks a month.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I know Tesla's massively overvalued, but if you asked me right now, which stock do you want, Twitter or Tesla? I'd be like Tesla, because they actually produce something. Like, well, you're saying that you think it's worth $100. Yeah, I don't think Twitter's worth anything.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'd probably, I don't use Twitter, but like maybe I'd use it if it becomes like better. But I'm talking from the user standpoint, not from anywhere stretched from the investment standpoint. But what do you guys think about the arbitrage that exists? Because they're getting bought out at $54. It's not arbitrage. I use that word sparingly because arbitrage technically means no risk. There's risk.
Yeah, dumbass.
Strongman, I don't know how you're going to deal with all of us because, I can see that the alcohol will slowly over the stream just start to consume the three of us.
That's okay.
I'm already getting. Yeah, Cole's had like 2 sips of his Mike's Hard Lemonade, and he's already wasted.
I'm a drunk girl.
That'd be funny. No, because
Cole, we just see him go pass out in his bed while we keep doing the live stream. She's like, bro, wow, I really hit it hard tonight. 3 Mike's Hard Lemonade. I gotta go.
So is the deal actually done with Twitter? Because
that's what I didn't understand. I thought
it is.
I think there's a $1 billion breakup fee on both ends.
Yeah, because it's trading it's basically $49, and the deal is for $54. Yeah. So I would imagine, if the deal was 100%, I'm sure the stock price would be $54.20, but it's not. It's $49. So maybe it's not 100% certain. I mean, I'm sure Elon, he's already raised his money like a moron, so I'm sure he'll do it.
Yeah, I think he secured like 30 billion in loans, and I think he sold $4 billion in Tesla stock recently.
Wasn't it 8 billion? I think it was 8
billion. I think it was 8 billion.
Who cares,
Yeah,
2 billion, 8 billion, whatever.
I knew he was going to do that. Like, I mean, there's only so much a bank's going to lend you, and especially if they're collateralizing it with, or backing it up with freaking Tesla stock. Like, what stupid banker would extend a loan and back
Goldman
it up?
Sachs. That's who loans to Elon Musk. Goldman Sachs. That's actually public. Goldman Sachs is Goldman Sachs, and I think Morgan Stanley, but primarily Goldman Sachs has been lending to Elon for quite some time. He actually, I think, owes Goldman like $700 million on collateral of Tesla stock.
He had to put up Tesla shares as collateral. So
for this one too.
Yeah. So my question is, then what happens if Tesla starts to revert to the mean? I mean, you're going to get crushed because you're going to get margin call.
Yeah.
It's going to be it would be an absolute unmitigated disaster for him. That's why but it's just, it just makes me curious. Everybody's talking about Elon Musk as this genius, but I just look at this deal and I go, I don't own Tesla. I wouldn't, if I did own Tesla, I still wouldn't pledge my shares in a loan, especially if it has zero intrinsic value, knowing that it could revert and wipe me out.
So I actually collateralized my home loan with Tesla shares, not with my house. So hopefully Tesla stays up for the next time.
Not that I think that the margin call would destroy Elon's wealth, but you would lose a lot of shares that have potential years down the road.
Well, but the thing is, I don't know if he will get margin call because what's the total amount of Tesla shares that he owns in value? I think it's like 100 something, 200 billion.
Yeah.
Close to that.
Yeah, he owns like 18% of the company. So yeah, roughly.
Yeah, no, I get all that too.
It'd have to fall a lot.
It would be, if it fell and you got margin call, it'd be a big disaster for you. I don't care how much money Elon Musk has. If you lose $20 billion on the deal, that's gotta hurt. That's not just, a fluctuation in your wealth due to the value of the shares. That's why I don't get it.
I mean, I don't care what happens to Elon. I just want Tesla stock to crash. So whatever helps it freaking die, I'm behind it 100%. That'd be epic if the day after I meet Kevin. Ooh, Freudian slip there.
Dude, that's what the debate is. You guys are going to be at like a candlelit dinner arguing.
Yeah. We're going to be sitting right next to each other, like touching shoulders and stuff. But it'd be so awesome if Monday it just freaking tanked for whatever reason. I'd be like, yeah, see guys, I knew it. I called it.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, we talk about this ad nauseum. I don't get why people don't see it. Like, I mean, if I would never be in the position, if I had bought Tesla on speculation, I would have been selling it on the run up.
I mean, 1,000 or 1,500% gain is a once in a lifetime thing, and you don't want to mess that up.
Yeah, even if I had complete confidence in a company. If I saw, it doesn't matter what it is. If it runs up 1,000, 1,500%, I'm selling it. I'm just locking those gains in, putting it in an index fund.
Oh, I told you one time what happened to my dad, right? He got
No.
What, did he
extreme, like, no,
molest
he
you?
bought.
What did you say?
No, he a long time ago, because he doesn't actually dabble in stocks. So he actually, if you actually compare his return, it's now ridiculous, because the one stock he actually bought was Tesla way back in the day, but he actually forgot he had the account. Because if he had remembered he had the account, no, it's already gone. He already sold all the Tesla shares.
He should
But
make a YouTube channel.
he should make a YouTube channel. No, he should. I literally joked with him the other day. I said, like, you should totally make a YouTube channel. It would be so funny, because he'd be like this 50-something-year-old guy, like, just like saying, like, I've never invested in stocks, no discount cash from nothing. Just like, he's like, this is my account. Just makes videos on the account. Makes a $20,000 course.
That's a real channel. I forget his name. It's Mark something. He's got like 1 million subscribers. He's just this like 80-year-old British guy. His like only notable investment is Tesla, and he's got 1 million subs.
That's crazy. Well, no, like,
Tesla guy with 1 million subs.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I
he doesn't make
wonder-
videos specifically about Tesla, but it's the only notable thing he's ever invested in.
Dude, I should just buy one share of Tesla and turn my channel into a Tesla.
I mean, hey, you want to 10x your subs, get 100,000 in a couple of months?
Wait, did Jeremy actually sell everything? I see that's his YouTube title.
I was trying to get through that video.
Yeah.
I don't think that was where I got that him saying, this is the worst market we've seen since the financial crisis.
Well, I think.
And I'm
Oh,
like,
actually, I thought you, because I
Yeah,
watched the video he put out a week ago, and he said the same thing. So I think he just says that every video.
Yeah, his videos are just so clickbait. I mean, mine are clickbaity too, but his are just like beyond the freaking pale. Like, oh, I sold it all. Tattooed Chef was a mistake. Like, it's just.
Is he saying now that it's that it was a speculation? Because I actually had a comment, and I'm always cordial regardless of the comment in the comment section, but this individual was kind of defending Jeremy a little bit. It gave me the impression that maybe Jeremy is saying this now. I don't know. I don't watch all his videos, but is he saying now that Tattooed Chef was a speculation? Because this individual was defending Jeremy, saying Tattooed Chef was a speculation. And, I responded in kind. I said, like, look, I don't know what speculation would warrant 20+% of one's portfolio. I mean, if I had done that, I can guarantee you, people would be like, what the heck? It's not a speculation at that point. that's a core holding, but, I don't know if he's been saying that. Oh, that's Taint.
Yeah, Mark Tilbury. Mark Tilbury is his name.
Mark Taint.
I was like, is his name really Taintbury?
Julius sometimes has the best comments. The best comments. That's where he is the source of price to believe ratio.
Hey
So-
guys, it's Mark here. That's how he talks.
Price to believe ratio.
hey guys, it's Mock here. We're going
There
with
you
the
go.
price lead ratio.
Please use that. Please, Strongman, just start using that. Just price to believe ratio. Please.
That's-
all
that's
of you
stupid
start using it.
dude.
No, let's make it a metric. Price to believe ratio. I'll figure out, like,
But it can
practice
only,
how to
if
implement
we're
math,
going to do that, it can only be for a company that has no underlying fundamentals.
there's so many. I mean, come on. We
I
got
know, but that would
and
be how would we mathematically figure this out?
sentiment masked with maybe probably just a sentiment score of some kind.
And we email the score out weekly for $50 a month.
I like where this guy's going.
Yeah.
You probably could make a like if we went through a speculative market again, you could use some kind of like metric to find the most hyped, pumped stocks.
The
And use a
Kathy
price to
Wood,
believe
the
ratio.
Kathy Wood,
Yeah,
the
like
Kathy
if you had the
ratio.
yeah, if you had the characteristics tailor made to identify the most hyped speculative popular stocks, you might make some money or temporarily in a bull market.
What is that? Isn't there some stock twits? Is that what it's called?
Well,
Yeah.
I actually have in my model, I actually got a part of it that it actually gets the sentiment of various websites and gives me a score and returns a score. So if it's above 1, its sentiment's really high. If it's below 1, sentiment's not that good. And so I might turn it into a price to believe ratio. Some stocks will not get many mentions, but when I plugged in Apple, for example, it tells me what websites and what is the sentiment score, how I rate it based on like the words that people are using. it rates the sentiment score on each website and then aggregates them by weighted average of mentions.
Dude, there's a website. I'm trying to remember the name, but it tracks all the different message boards and it shows you what's being mentioned. Like, it shows you the most popular stocks that are being mentioned. And it also shows you the most popular stocks within like the last day or two. I'm trying to remember. I think it was like
I don't know if this is the actual
terminal.
I don't know if this is the actual reason or not, but I remember a few months ago because the game and AMC apes misspell win as win, like WEN. And completely out of the blue, Wendy's stock went up like 23% in one day. And they think it was because of like algorithms seeing like a bunch of tweets with like WEN in them.
Guys, this is what you need to analyze growth stocks, okay?
Whoa. Crypto slots.
Oh, I get to subscribe now? What a freaking scam.
What site is that?
What a grift.
It's called a memebergterminal.com. You used to be able to, track all the trending stocks on these different websites.
Wait, can we play crypto slots at the top?
Yeah, let's see.
We can double our crypto.
But
oh no, what's going on? This is totally geared towards someone.
I kind of want to click it.
Yeah, click play now, dude. What are you waiting on?
No.
Should I click it?
And you just got 50 viruses downloaded.
Yeah, there you go.
I can't stop. I can't get away. Jesus.
What would your actual reaction be if you found out that girl was Jeremy in a wig?
I would have to turn to the other side.
Turn to the other side.
Woo!
Dude, but Fabio, what you said, that actually intrigues me. I've never really thought of that. Just tracking the sentiment of what's going on the internet.
The price to soy ratio.
I use it. I actually try to showcase as much as I can when it's relevant but some stocks just aren't mentioned. Like some stocks, like I'll plug it in and then it won't actually return anything because no one's talking about it. Because there's, it's not really a talked about stock. But then like, you throw in Apple, I think you'll get like, if I plug it in right now, I probably get like hundreds of mentions. Let me actually open it up.
I wonder if Kathy Woods is trending because her ARK Innovation ETF is at about the 2018 or 17 level now.
Yeah, I can't wait to the point where it has actually underperformed VT over like a 5-year period. I think if Tesla pops, I think it will have actually underperformed VT, which would be freaking hilarious.
Yeah,
dude. If Tesla pops, I think she's going in. I think she's going negative.
So I just plugged in Apple.
Well, there's Lockheed Martin is somewhere in there if it's still there, and that's a good company. And I think she had John Deere in one of them, which is again a good company. But I mean, your good companies can only balance out so many crap companies weighted at ridiculous levels. Like,
she also has Zoom, so
Zoom stock. I was actually looking at Zoom stock. It's actually really not that bad now that it's dropped out. It's dropped as far as it has. I still wouldn't buy it.
Yeah,
but it's at a level that if I just found the stock, I would look further out of curiosity.
Yeah, so look something up.
Oh yeah, I just looked up I just plugged in Apple and then it returned to me the value. So basically recently Apple's, you see someone like Apple gets a lot of mentions. Like very recently we have 35 mentioned on Twitter and we're talking about the stock, not like the product. 35 mentioned on Twitter, 42 mentioned on Reddit, 9 on stock twits, 9 on Yahoo Finance, and all of them except for in aggregate the sentiment score is returning above 1. So basically it's mostly positive stuff about Apple. Probably people are saying I'm buying, this drop.
It's because did it drop? I mean, I haven't even looked at Apple. Didn't they have great earnings and go up?
No, I think they actually pulled. Well, they went up during that day, but then in the subsequent days, I think they actually came back down with the rest of the market. They're down 157. I remember the day of reporting, they were in the 160s. So you see, like there was this pop, and they went up to 178 at March 31st. No, sorry. Wrong days. I have to zoom in. Sorry. Apologize. They went up to 163 on that pop. So they went from 156 to 163, and then they kind of fell back down to 157. So people are probably talking about, the earnings were fantastic. They announced like a whole fresh slew of buybacks, all that. So it killed earnings. It really did. But it definitely not worth what it is. And I think if there ever comes a bad time, we'll actually realize perhaps they destroyed a lot of shareholder wealth by doing all those buybacks. But at these levels, because they're just, that's a lot of their return strategy at this point.
I mean, they have more cash than they can spend, right? Isn't it a huge?
They do, but like something like Berkshire Hathaway, for example, would rather hold on to that cash and then just wait, right? Wait till the market just underprices your stock and then don't allow it to really go any further. Put like a stop on your stock, because if they had been accumulating all that cash and just been opportunistically buying back shares, sure, you might not have as much price appreciation over the short term, but I guarantee you longer term investors would have done much better than what they've done so far.
Why didn't Apple buy back Tesla shares?
What?
Well, looking back, remember, Apple. There was a rumor that Apple would have bought Tesla, and Warren Buffett was like, "No, they don't need to buy a car company." But like completely, or looking back, yeah. Like they were going to buy up all of Tesla and have Elon and them as the only owners, like buy up all the public shares, basically.
Dude, Apple would be like a $20 trillion company right now if they had done that.
There was a lot of, I remember back in those days, it was like 2019, 2018.
Yeah, back in the day.
Back in the day, back in those days.
Back when we were young.
Yeah. People were saying that Apple should do that and then bring on Elon as like some sort of person on like Apple or whatever for creativity.
I remember that.
Yeah, you remember that. Yeah.
I remember the thing. Apple should just buy Tesla. And I don't know. Maybe with their massive resources, Tesla would have benefited even more.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No. Tesla almost went bankrupt a couple times. I mean, if they had Apple's backing, they could have easily bailed them out. I mean, obviously.
Yeah. No. So I just Googled it. It said there's an article from 2015, and Apple was rumored to buy Tesla for $75 billion. So I mean, that would have more than 10x'd in 7 years.
Well, no, because I don't know if they would have put the premium on Apple, but
That's true.
In today's context, thinking of it that way, yeah. But I think that Tesla and Apple were a beautiful combination because it's a very similar style. Like you look at the Tesla car, the interior of the Tesla car.
That's kind of like a cult, sort of, or
no. And I have to kind of comment on it. I don't know, like because
Fabio's a fanboy, isn't he?
I mean, I had an Android for 2 years, and anytime I saw my family, they'd say, "Oh, it's good to see you." When I send you a text message, it's green. And they're just like,
so you're the one. You're the one.
No, I have an iPhone now. I don't know who it is. I have an iPhone.
Who's the one with the Android?
Yo, it's Jay. It's 100%.
It's Jay. No, but it's a real thing. Like it's psychological. It works. What?
You talking about the group text?
Yes, it works though. It works psychologically. We should like transition over to like WhatsApp. I'm trying to plug my company.
Facebook?
No. But they talked about that already. I think there already been studies. Like the green bubble thing is real. It's like
girls will not fuck you if it's a green bubble.
No, I think that might be.
You think you'd see a girl walk out on a date with Brad Pitt? Like I can't screw a guy with an Android phone. But I'm Brad
Pitt not using an iPhone?
I don't know.
Yeah, what are you poor or something, Jay? Like what's up?
Here we go.
I don't know.
He buys VT. Of course he's poor.
I got that phone for free when I switched to Verizon. Otherwise, I'd be probably just running some basic bitch phone. I don't care. Like the basic model of phone can do everything that the average person needs it to do.
They always say that. Yeah.
But I don't understand the, hey man, I'm going to go stand in line for 16 hours to get the new iPhone. It's like, bro, eat a dick. I don't even find it amusing that you're doing that.
No, I'm the worst. I don't know if I mentioned this to you. I mentioned it like at some point sometime, but I actually, that iPhone subscription program with Apple?
No.
Yeah, I'm one of those fucktards with it. Apologize for the
No, I don't know what that is. So you have to.
Oh no. It's so basically I basically made a statement. I was like, all right, the only phone I'm probably ever gonna get is Apple. And I kind of did the math out. Like if you do replace your phone every 2 years or less, it's actually worth it more if you are that type of person. I was never that type of person, but I replaced my phone like every 2 years. And they also like covered like stolen, like someone could steal this from me and I would get a new iPhone. Don't do that. Anyone who sees me out in public.
How much do you
leave it.
I spend like 40 a month.
40,000.
Yeah, 40K a month, and it goes right to Lufufu, and then Lufufu does it for me, where then he pays Apple, but I get the convenience that I don't have to worry about anything.
So you're the reason Jeremy can still afford tattoos.
Yeah, I pay him 40K a month. No, but I got this iPhone subscription program. Like I can replace my battery once a year. I can get a new phone every year. After 1 year, it has to be 1 year of billing. And I don't, it's basically leasing a phone. I don't own this phone. Just like I don't own it, but I can decide to keep it and leave the program after 2 years of payments on the phone.
Dude, you're gonna own nothing.
Yeah, I own nothing. You see, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like it would just let's clear the air here. I own nothing. No, I'm kidding.
But weren't you telling me the other day that you pulled up in your Tesla next to some dumbass in a Honda, and they weren't even in the iPhone subscription program? They had a shitty Android. You just laughed at how poor they were.
No, that was definitely not me.
You just laughed at how poor they were and threw ketchup packets at their car.
What is that meat products you're eating? Can't afford tattooed chef?
No, I really cringe at those kind of people. Hope you guys don't think of me like that, though. No.
Leave it to the Android user to smoke inside.
Oh yeah, just like completely. But no, Tesla. I'm telling you guys. Okay, from a consumer standpoint, I'm probably going to document this experience because I've been going to the other dealers, just dealerships. I reminded like how much I hate them. I don't know if do you guys like dealers?
Oh yeah, I love negotiating with a bunch of slimy clowns.
Hate it.
Yeah, I love walking in, looking at a guy wearing a suit that doesn't fit, thinking to myself, man, I can't wait to match wits with this guy. You couldn't spend $50 to get your suit taken in.
I'm used to dealers now. Like when I bought my van, I walked in and they quoted me their price, and I was like, you know what, give me $1,000 off, or I'm going to the next dealer. And they went back and they talked to each other, and they're like, we'll give you $500 off. I was like, all right, cool. I saved $500, and that was it. And I freaking left. Like they don't even bother me yet. But I used to be freaking terrified of them. Like when I bought my first car, because they tried to screw me like 20 different ways. But
I got it. Yeah,
go ahead. Tell us your story.
Okay, no, like when we bought my wife's car, we were, we're young, so like they really want to screw you. They really like think, but we came in with thank goodness we actually did this. We came in with like already our bank. Our bank like already approved everything. And so they basically tried to do their own loan underneath without our consent. And oh my gosh, no. Like, so it was a whole BS crap show. But essentially, long story short, thank goodness we went through the bank, because then the bank kind of just defended us. All I had to do was just call my banker and tell them what they were basically doing. And this was, I won't mention the dealership, but I'll mention the brand. And I guess someone could piece together which dealership it was based on like location and stuff, but it was a Lexus dealership. And I thought, they were going to be more professional than they were. And I was very disappointed. And that was after that, I was like, this is the very last time I am ever going to deal with any dealership whatsoever. I don't want to talk to a dealer. I don't want to do it because it was too much of like a hassle. Basically, yeah, when I saw that fishiness and I was like, wow, if I didn't have that backing, they would have gotten away with this. And, I don't know, what else they would do. They also tried to, of course, try to add on all these expenses. Basically, I was like, no. And then again, like once that happened, I was like, all right, my bank is going to be the only one talking to you guys. I'm not even going to talk to you guys. And then so the bank basically did something. And then I got an apology amount from the dealer where they actually discount. Yeah, no, because they got into huge trouble. What they did, they actually could have lost their agreement with the bank, where the bank would have not allowed their loans to go with them. And this is Bank of America. Like it's a big deal.
Yeah, I feel like you got an unusual experience because I mean, like, yeah, they'll try to like throw crap in, but usually they don't try to deceive you to that extent. Like, so like when I bought my van, when I bought my van, so I had a pre-approved loan, 2.59%. I tell them I have a pre-approved loan, blah 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 blah. I negotiate the price down. Then we go in to sign, and this freaking dude, he has this like massive iPad thing on a desk, and he pulls up the loan, and it's like a 5-something% loan. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I'm using my loan. But I mean,
what did he really think that he was going to slide that past you?
I don't know what. It's almost like he didn't know I had a pre-approved loan, but he probably did. But I was just like, no, I'm not paying 5.5%, you loser. I have a pre-approved loan for half of that. So I just told him, okay, I'm taking this. And then he tried to sell me some like, warranties and this and that. And you just, nope. And then you're freaking done.
Well, the thing is, man, I don't understand why more people don't just drive beaters as their everyday car. I get it. If you have a lot of money, yeah, go out and buy a nice car. But I don't get why anybody that I'm going to throw a number out here that's pretty high. I don't understand why anybody making under $200,000, $250,000 is driving a brand new vehicle.
Yeah, okay, Dave Ramsey. God damn.
That is the one thing that I agree with Dave Ramsey on, because I'm like, dude, here's one of the main things. You have a really nice car, you're constantly worried about it. Like, that's why I like driving beaters. I'll park it anywhere at Walmart, open your door into my car. I don't care.
The cool thing about a new car is, you get the warranty and you get to, it's new. It's probably not going to break. So there are some assurances for a new car.
There's definitely advantages. But, I mean, if you go in and you bought a car with like 15,000 miles on it, you'll basically get the same thing as.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I bought all my cars are used, but I mean,
now I was just gonna say, I mean, even shitty used cars are like over 10K right now. I mean, it's stupid.
Oh, dude,
at the moment.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I have a beater right now. I technically do have well, what do you classify as a beater? Like, how many miles does it have to have?
No, I classify it as a beater if you just don't care if something happens.
Oh, well, so, like, I mean,
that's my
car. You if you're a billionaire.
I have. Yeah.
So did you buy a car, Fabio, or are you still?
No, I'm in the process, but I'm already kind of made up my mind on it. And I have a beater. It's I have a gas powered car too, and it's been with me for some time now. I've actually had it for, this is my 7th year having that car. It's got dings on it, and that's the car that, for example, if I'm ever going downtown and parking in those parking lots, I'll park that car there. I'll take that car and I'll park it there, because the parking spaces are so small in the downtown parking spots that they're 100% going to ding you. And actually, that's where all the dings actually come from. There's a really bad ding when I took my wife out to a comedy club, and we came back and there was a ding on it. I was like, okay, good. You see, I brought this car because this is the one that all the damage can happen to. And even then, I think Carvana still quoted me for that car close to 10 grand. And I thought I would get nothing, but it's because of the times we're in. Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's ridiculous. I'm telling you how much fun having a beater car is. When I was stationed at Luke Air Force Base, I was going out drinking with a couple buddies. And when they came to pick me up, right before they came, somebody knocked on my door and they go, a bunch of teenagers came through and they damaged a bunch of cars. They kicked the mirror off your car. So I walk out, it's hanging by the cable, walked back into my apartment, got duct taped the mirror on there. It sat like that for
fucking snitch.
Just did not care.
Oh my God.
Well, yeah, no, that's great.
Yeah. I don't know. If I have to park a car, I want it to be a car I don't care about.
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically what we're planning on doing. Like, because, okay, so my wife's car is gonna now become sort of quasi the beater car. And I mean, we're getting this other car, we're getting rid of that beater car, and that's like, first in, first out. So that's the first in, that's gonna be the first out. And I was kind of looking through, and I asked the subscribers, like, oh, what do you guys think about this car? I texted you guys. Do you guys seen the Polestar 2?
I actually looked it up after you mentioned it.
What do you think about it?
It looks okay. I mean, I think the Teslas look nicer than it, but at the end of the day, I mean, there's a lot more options out there for electric vehicles, like the F-150. Lightning.
but I have to go through a dealer. I was just like, no. That's actually like was my criteria, because when I try to get the Ionic 5,
it's not always a bad deal to go to a dealer.
no.
And I'll tell you why. When you buy from Tesla, you just get the quoted price, right? Like
Yes.
there's no negotiation. If you go to a dealer and you don't give a crap, you can like literally freaking like fight them and negotiate them and drop the price. Like I literally just caused a little scene. I was like, okay, I'm leaving unless you give me $1,000 off. And I saved myself $500. Like you can't do that at freaking, Tesla. Not that it's a huge deal, but I mean, maybe you might even get a
That's
better
because Tesla has pricing power, dude. They're the future.
Polestar's really, that's not a bad looking car.
It's not a
Polestar.
bad looking car.
Look it up.
Yeah, it's definitely not a bad looking car. There's the reason why it's like because those two brands, Polestar is the Volvo brand that doesn't go through the dealership network, but they still get service to the dealership network. Fun fact. But for example, I looked at the Ford Mustang Mach-E, and the dealers were trying to mark it up like 10, 15 grand around me. So I was like, no.
So is the Tesla like way cheaper without the dealer markup, or is it about comparable?
No, it becomes like, okay, a lower trim on these cheaper cars becomes almost like the same as like one of the upper trims on the Tesla. Yeah, like I like that look of the Polestar. Now here's the thing: you're paying comparable. If you want all the same kind of nooks and crannies as a Tesla, you're gonna have to pay up close to basically the same price as Tesla. But one, you'll have less range than a Tesla. Two, the self-driving, or not the self-driving, the autopilot features not comparable. And keep in mind, you're paying closer to like the same. Yeah, no, it's just like the interior quality, I'll say, is good, except they use this weird recycled leather. You have to pay $4,000 for real leather. $4,000 additional. 4. Okay, that's absolutely ridiculous at the price point that it's at, in my opinion. Now, the Ionic 5, I showed my wife. She would actually like that car. Look up that car. That car is
Ionic 5.
Ionic 5. It's by Hyundai, and it's actually a good competitive price if you can get it for MSRP. But it's very difficult to get these right now. And if you actually go on the website, they actually say very limited availability. Like that
looks
limited.
like too futuristic. Like it's in like a
no. Look, the interior I think is beautiful more than
Is
the
this a
exterior.
real car?
This is a real car.
No.
This is a real car.
I would never buy one of these
Right.
just because of the memories. Because my first girlfriend was a Polestar. So
You made that joke. I was going to make a joke about Jeremy being a Polestar.
you can still make it. The joke still
Or
works.
lightning.
All right, guys. When I become YouTube rich, when everybody gives me all their life savings in Super Chat, I am freaking buying this truck just to say F you to Tesla. Like
How much
that
is the Ford Lightning?
I have no idea.
Dude, I think it's like 60 or 70, or is it more?
Jeez.
They
Somebody-
said it was 40, but that's probably before dealer markup. Hold on a second. What the hell's wrong?
Yeah.
with it?
Then there's if you thought the Ionic 5 was too futuristic looking, there's the Kia equivalent, which is the Kia EV6. It's the same car, exactly the same car, more traditional looking car, but it's electric, pretty nice interior as well. Now, okay, that's the MSRP, 100%. You add up the dealer markup right now, you're not going to get it for that price.
What kind of
Oh,
price
with
range is
everything
that?
going on too, I bet you
4,095?
you're paying. I'm revising my numbers up, 70 at minimum.
Let's see how much because the Model Y is. Let's see. Okay, this is potential savings. It's
No,
bullshit.
yeah, go to
That's the
purchase price. It's 60. They raised the price. But like they're justifying it, saying that some of the upgrade features that were before upgrades, they're just all standard. But they're doing that to save costs. I understand, like, why does they do that? But and so by the way, the newer variants, they have actually because I actually went to take a look. They actually have better insulation for sound than the older variants because they have double panning windows now. The originals had single, and so you actually can hear more of the outside.
Go back to the interior view. Now, Fabi, you've driven a Tesla, right?
No, never.
Okay, yeah. So fuck you. So, on that screen right there, like, can I watch Meet Kevin? If I
You could watch. Yeah, there's a browser, and you could connect your Netflix to it. You can't do it while you're driving.
I thought it only played Meet Kevin videos.
You had this
it
planned
only
out.
plays about solving the truck stop problem.
That'd be
But-
funny if that was a selling point.
Oh yeah, that'd be funny.
But
I mean, they could do
seriously,
it.
Fabio, you said you can what all you gonna sign up Netflix or whatever? What were we saying?
Yep. And by the way, so there is a way for you to have FSD, and you don't pay because by the way, if anyone knows, I didn't pay the 12 grand. That's ridiculous. That's stupid. There's a subscription instead, because if you actually do the math because when you pay the full amount, that goes with the car. You actually don't keep it yourself. Like it goes away and you don't keep it. So unless you keep the car, and I think I've done the math, it was like 5 years of having FSD. It's not worth it to pay for it. So then they have another option where you can cancel it and you can basically go in and out. It's like $200 a month if you really wanted that. But I don't know anyone who would. If you do the math, I don't know why you would pay the 12 grand.
Well, I'm trying to understand, like, how good is the FSD? Like, do you think it has the capacity now to,
No,
be?
I mean, it's interstate only, basically.
No.
Right?
No.
Elon Musk has come out and said it's a parlor trick.
Yeah.
Where it's at right now.
No.
This is this is the main point I make about it. Driving on the highway, that's relatively easy to get your car to do.
Mhm.
But going up, say, inclement weather, up a mountain or a hill, that becomes much more difficult. And full self-driving is not going to be there for a while.
Yeah.
And I actually rented a car when I went to Texas, and it actually obviously wasn't a Tesla. I would never rent a Tesla. But the car had like a decent autopilot. Like it could stay in the lanes on the interstate. It would correct itself.
Dude, my
And it
Honda
would slow
Civic
down.
does that.
Yeah,
Is FSD that much better than that, or is it?
Yes, like I can use it on pedestrian. Like I would not use it personally because I'm a little bit more careful. Like, why would you make such a stupid mistake? Like, why? Because you can ruin your life by just hitting someone, right? Because you still are liable. It's not Tesla that's liable. You're liable if you're driving down a busy pedestrian street and it's on FSD. You hit someone, you're liable. So I don't ever take that risk. And also, like when there's a lot of busyness, I like to just I'll take control. But some people trust it wholly. When it's like a straight road and there's curves and stuff, from my experience, it does it better than something like when I actually tested out the Polestar 2. The Polestar 2, it's trying, but it's that one's like basically highway only. Like for example, there in when I leave my neighborhood, there's like a bunch of like curvy roads and stuff. The Tesla can handle that flawlessly. It can do that flawlessly. And highway flawlessly. In fact, the FSD feature, again, it can just take you where you want to go. I pay attention, and I don't like to do it when there's a lot of pedestrian movement because, of course, it can make a mistake, and I don't want to afford that mistake. That's me, but I'm a little bit more cautious probably than the average FSD user.
Well, you're smart because that's actually, I mean, we don't really need a crystal ball to predict that at some point we're going to see somebody charged with manslaughter or something like that. They did something stupid with the FSD.
Especially if he says, "Sorry, I wasn't watching. I was on Twitter." Then Elon's just going to get full flex.
Especially if he's watching. Shout out to Julius Caesar, especially if he's watching Bang Bros on his
Jeremy's dad is pointing out something that's really important because I think, for example, living in Tampa, you say you want to own an expensive vehicle, and then the second, where's the other part? Leave my driving car, we are lazy. But no, he says living in Tampa, that brings up an interesting concept because if you live in a big city and you have a risk of getting things in your car, you don't have access to electric charging stations. Like, if you don't have a garage, I would never, ever even buy an electric vehicle at the present moment. There's not the infrastructure for it that it's so convenient. It's you need to have a place to park it and charge it overnight. You need that. If you don't have that, no. And if you have at risk of, it's out about and people can do things to it, people have this despise of Teslas. I don't know.
I'm amazed that because they have the cameras on there, you can see so many YouTube videos. People just walk up and key the Tesla. I guess they're just
don't do that.
Electric
you will
cars.
get caught.
Well, it's not even that. It's not even that, man. Why would you do that to somebody else's property like that?
Yeah.
You know, I
I
get
would
it.
do that to a Tesla car.
Huh?
Okay, I would do it.
Why would you just
That's how much I hate Tesla.
You're gonna come over. You're gonna see it. You're just gonna key it.
But Fabio, I want to come down and visit you, man. And then you just wake up. I never show up, and your car is like wrecked.
You
What's your address? I said, just show up.
wake up, there's a bunch of cock carved in your car and a turd on the hood. You're like, yeah, Chris, that's something for him. And then you try to ruin his car, and he just laughs at you and walks off.
Oh yeah, you can do whatever you want to my Ford Fiesta. I don't give a crap.
Yeah, you can do everything to my beater. I don't give a crap about that one. That one you can destroy.
Yeah, Fabio. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put all my money into Tesla puts. You get your vehicle. I turned on FSD and just plow into a crowd of people.
Yeah, no.
I have put on FSD when I drive by preschools.
Yeah.
The alcohol is hitting. The alcohol is hitting. This is I am
I'm
alcohol
sober.
mindset,
I'm good.
right?
Yeah, dude. It's I don't know, man. That's the problem with the electric vehicles for me too, is just the infrastructure thing. I mean, if the market makes us go that way, the market makes us go that way, and I'm sure the infrastructure will be in place by then. But I don't see EVs being the dominant vehicle like everybody in the government wants it to be anytime soon.
It sounds inconvenient to me. It's like you need to have like a ton of infrastructure everywhere to charge your car overnight. Like I can't imagine us having a freaking charging station every 20 feet. Like that's just ridiculous.
What I've heard from
we bring this up all the time. What do you do with the industrial waste when those batteries?
That's not my problem. That's not kidding.
Ship it to like China or something.
That's not my problem. I wasn't thinking of that far ahead.
No,
What do you?
I look that up. Internal combustion engine present their own problems, but people want to make it out like, bro, if you just drive an electric vehicle, you've solved climate change and transphobia at the same time.
I'm saving the world. I'm saving the world. Stop trying to make me think about, what it is I'm doing. I'm saving the world. I did my part. I'm done.
Yeah, basically that's it. But, you have Biden coming out recently, and he said they want their all electric vehicles by 2025 or 2027. The government, that's the only thing they're going to buy. And it's like, yeah, but I don't think that's practical.
Yeah.
Especially for the military. They better not do that for the army. Imagine you're like in the combat and your freaking battery runs out.
Your electric
what if your gas
battery runs out and it can't do anything?
Well, take a look at we are trying to figure out sodium batteries. Sodium batteries would be interesting, but we won't get into that. But take a look at the Nissan Leaf. Okay, so like if I'm looking at it from the perspective of value and electric car and I don't have to pay for gas, the Nissan Leaf is very compelling. I'm 100% sponsored by Nissan. So I'm coming onto your channel, Strongman, and I'm shilling Nissan. They pay me $500 per second that I speak about and I say the word Nissan.
Dude, if somebody paid me $500 a second, I would sell out in a heartbeat. I'm sorry.
You say Nissan. Every time I say the word Nissan.
Chris, if you make a 20-minute video about Dogecoin, we'll pay you $1 million.
Okay. Your Japanese viewers are like, why are you talking about my sister? That was a cultural joke for you guys.
No, but if I think they're like 20 something K, and that car is actually I think it's a compelling value for what it is.
No, the hybrids make sense to me. It's just the all electric vehicles at this point don't.
Hybrids make sense until something goes wrong, because I have like a good amount of my friends are actually gearheads. Like they help me so much. I'm so grateful to my friends. If any of you are watching, because they sometimes watch these live streams, they know who they are. I'm very grateful to them. They always help me with everything. And
Mike Staff.
Mike Staff. That's my gearhead friend.
Yeah,
but
right. You and Mike over there in Thailand doing the things that you do, right? About the Jews.
I'm actually really deprived of his content because I'm not joking. I'm his biggest fan. Like every single thing, I've seen it.
I'm kind of upset. Like I felt like kind of famous. He was talking about me, and then he stopped making videos. Like he hasn't posted in a long time.
Good.
Maybe the Mossad took him out or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Hopefully, the Mossad found out about him and he's floating in a Bangkok canal right now.
I know we did just like a week ago or so. What we had Easter, maybe got visited by Jesus and like beat his ass.
I don't think he's getting pegged.
Yeah.
I think that's the real deal.
I make high rye want to eat a grenade. I don't know. Am I acting up today?
Yeah. What were you, Fabio? What were you saying?
About Tesla too much.
What was I saying?
Before I interrupted you, your gearhead friends were telling you about
that a hybrid's good. It's a fantastic vehicle. Like, you get all these savings until something goes wrong with the car. Then the repair costs are, depending on what it is, but it can get to something that's very extraordinarily expensive. And something like okay, with an electric vehicle, you do have at around between year 7 to year 10, or even a little bit beyond that, if you're lucky, if you win the lottery.
Yeah, I think Mike Staff has said between year 7 and 10 is his favorite.
Wait, I don't understand that. You got to explain that.
You can continue.
I'm not going to explain it.
H2 Investments says it right there. As soon as you have to replace the battery, but the battery costs, if you actually take into account all the maintenance costs with a traditional car, depending on the car, by the way, if you go with a really cheap car, no, there's no cost. They're not even comparable. I would say that a comparable you have to take the Nissan Leaf, which competes in that price bracket, with maybe the traditional Camry, and then there will be cars eventually that go into that price bracket in the cheaper one, and they're trying. I know that everyone's really trying to produce that. Like with the Nissan Leaf, what you lose is range, right? Because the most expensive piece, they just give you a smaller battery, a reduced size battery, but it's an affordable entry level electric car, gets you away from gas if you don't want to pay the gas. And I'll say this again, if I lived in the city, I lived in an apartment, and I don't get like my own garage, I would not have an electric car at this point. It's too inconvenient. Exactly what you guys are saying.
And the funny thing is, electric cars are only affordable really to people that live in and around cities. If you think about it, because more of the high income areas are in the West Coast and in a bunch of cities, and that's their target market. So it's just kind of funny to me that's.
But even if you live in a more rural area, is still that counts out an electric vehicle because you just don't have charging stations close enough. I mean, imagine you could just limit the amount of driving you want to do, but I mean, there's ways around it. But I don't know. Like, for me, I just rent this little Mazda out here. I don't even know what it is. $225 a month. I don't have to worry about maintenance other than an oil change. Let's drive that. I'm not gonna
love Mazda Miata. Is that a Mazda Miata?
No, it's a little Mazda SUV that I'm driving.
Well, Mazda is a fantastic car company. In fact, I wish Mazda needs to get off the dealership network, and I would be buying a Mazda. That's my fun car.
Okay,
100%.
so in conclusion, Fabio, is Tesla, based on this car, perks and FSD, is it overhyped in your opinion or underhyped?
100% overhyped. 100%. Because look, a lot of the Tesla bulls, that's what I'm saying. I'm not a Tesla hater. I'm not an Elon hater. I'm not an Elon lover. I'm not a Tesla lover, because as soon as Tesla makes a mistake, I'll be there. I'll say that's a mistake. I'm kind of a consumer that wants the best product in the given category. And I'm looking right now for another vehicle. I'm looking at other electric competitors, and there's various reasons why I'm being pushed towards Tesla, but that does not mean that I'm saying, of course, Tesla is a buy. You know that for 100%.
This is the thing. Like, we all make fun of Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody thinks it's a terrible company.
Fantastic company.
Not be obvious about it that it's overvalued right now, and it's the same thing I would have said to people when it was an unprofitable company.
Yeah.
If they, Tesla's the future. I think Teslas are fantastic. I like the fact that they exist.
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy the company. I can be a fan of the product or be, agnostic to the product. and not want to buy the stock. There's a lot of companies out there that produce products, and I don't want to own their stock.
So why don't you short it, Jay?
Because there's like 0.0001% of all people on the planet that are good at shorting, and I'm not one of them. I actually try to play a game where I short certain stocks, but I don't put any money in it. I'm like, okay, what if I shorted Amazon? But
Actually,
like last year, almost every stock that I decided to short, I lost money on. And that's why I don't actually put money on it. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I actually bought puts on Netflix at $6.90, but I only made $100 on it, so I kind of missed out on there.
Didn't you buy calls on Baba too?
Yeah, dude. Not this Friday, but last Friday I bought calls on Baba. It was like, I don't remember, it was like $100 or something, and I like more than doubled my money. So I made $250 out of my 100. But then this Friday the calls were up like 3,000%. So
where can I buy your course?
Really like to buy that.
Yeah, how much are you charging for your course, bro?
Yeah, where can I buy your course? I want to
If it's
learn how to do that.
$1,000, I'm not interested.
Yeah,
I'm only interested in paying more than $1,000.
yeah.
Alan said something very interesting. Most Tesla bulls don't even have Teslas. I'm actually finding that to be the case. A lot of Tesla bulls have Teslas, but like there are a lot that seem to be like bandwagging. You know how in sports you have bandwagging?
And
I think stocks are exactly the same. Like
the exact opposite of that. Most Tesla bulls don't own Teslas, and most Tesla owners hire bulls.
No,
Sadly, if you did a statistical study, I bet it's more likely Tesla owners.
Today with a hot wife reference.
wait, I apologize. Maybe I'm uncultured. Bull is referring to a man that you hired to.
Yeah, Fabio's acting like the guy didn't just leave his wife's bedroom like before the show.
God,
That's what I get. I deserve it. Tesla, I deserve it.
Jesus
don't bring me a 6-pack of Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Yeah, how many lemonades have you had, Cole?
Yeah.
I'm on my second one, dude.
He's slurring his words there. He's like,
dude,
this is my second.
Oh, you cannot give Cole Mike's Hard Lemonade anymore. Dude, you drink whiskey like a man.
Drink whiskey with no ice whatsoever. That's how you taste the real flavor.
No, sometimes ice can bring it.
But it's the point is, dude, it's like a lot of things. It's a religion. Dude, as you think back to 2021, in late 2020, and all the haze, anytime you told people who, were buying crypto and said that it's the future, bro, and you said, dude, it has no intrinsic value, they got mad at you. That's how you know it's a cult.
Yeah.
It's a cult because when you make a video saying Tesla's overvalued, instead of somebody saying, I disagree with your assumptions, they call you an idiot, tell you you're terrible, and then they tell you to go buy index funds. And I go, okay, yeah, that's great because index funds are going to outperform Tesla from this point forward.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will. But, they get mad at you if you, well, in here, I think Tesla's a great company, and I'm going to go a little bit zealous and say 20% growth for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Moron. It needs to be 50% growth. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't believe that. And again, they get mad at you.
Yeah.
It's a cult.
They're only going to have, Jay, in 5 years, they're going to have more revenue than Apple. $450 billion of revenue in 5 years.
I saw that video.
Guaranteed. It's going to happen.
No, and I also like James O'Leary's comment because I do actually think that I sympathize with that because I think actually a lot of people do actually, yes, this is very true. I don't think, let's just say I'm probably the unreliable narrator because I can't claim anything. Okay, because obviously everyone will defend themselves. I don't think I'm like that. Obviously, that's what I'm saying. So I'm the unreliable narrator.
Biases. It's just if somebody makes a logical argument to you, do you get mad or do you just take in what they said to you and go, all right, maybe this, because on most of the DCFs I've done, There's been people who have commented like, I slightly disagree with your assumptions, and I just go, okay, well, you might be right.
Yeah.
My assumptions, I can tell you this right now. Nobody is going to make the proper assumptions in a discounted cash flow on a stock, and you're never going to nail the intrinsic value because the intrinsic value is different for every person.
Yeah.
So it just comes down to your assumptions. And, Chris and I have talked about things. I mean, we disagree slightly, but it's like usually I'm just like, dude, I'm not seeing it. Help me get there.
You idiot. It's not 10% growth. It's 10.2, you moron.
Yeah, that's why I've never been super into, because I don't know how to do a discounted cash flow. Because how many of the numbers do you just, because it's a fancy equation and you just like make up?
No. You can do a very big, so discounted cash flows when you develop them, they can vary from very difficult to very simple. You just need an Excel to do a very simple version. And I'm gonna, you know what, my course will be just for you. The literally pay what you want. So you don't pay anything. You just watch the course. I'm gonna show you how to do this DCF, build it from scratch. And because you learn it, I'm going to be taking the finance curriculum and just putting it on YouTube. Essentially what I'm going to be doing. And then same with an accounting curriculum for university. And then hopefully using what I've learned when my tutoring business to make it digestible. And this will be like an undergrad level. So don't think like, you come out of this, you're like, oh, you're CPA level or you're analyst level. Yeah. Because we'd have to keep it to some limitation of time for me, from my part.
Yeah, there's no way I'm watching your accounting video unless you have maybe some kind of reviews from CPAs or something.
Well, I mean,
I'll get your email. I created a cheat sheet on the P ratios. I don't know if you had the chance to check it out and check the math on it, because I told people in the video it's a rough draft, but I'll send it to you, and it'll teach you how to do a discounted cash flow right from there. All you have to do is look at it. I'm just
going to buy VTs.
Julius Caesar knows.
But I'm just saying, if you're curious at all about doing it, it's easy, dude.
Yeah. And look, I know that's why I have index in the name. I don't look at the individual stocks too much. I just want to say, I don't think Tesla this might be the least stupidly overpriced it's been the last 2 years. I think it's getting close to reasonable. Compared to where it's been.
Agreed. Okay. It's still massively overvalued.
Well,
it needs to be below $200 easy.
Ooh, I see. 200 seems really low.
No, it's not. Toyota's the largest car manufacturer by market cap, and their market cap's like 250, something like that. You're gonna tell me this freaking car company that makes 1 million electric vehicles a year is gonna be worth more than Toyota? Like, come on, no.
There are some arguments that I have for you, Chris. I'll say this live because I think it's valuable for everyone. So when you get to the margins argument, there's many different ways in which Kevin's going to take this argument. It's going to take it from efficiency arguments to margin arguments. I want you to remember this and actually try to not find it out, but have it with you. The margins of Porsche, right? Because right now, at the present moment, the prices of a Tesla are getting comparable to that of a Porsche. Now, some of the Porsche cars are a lot higher, but if you take a look at the margins of Porsche, which there are plenty of articles, and I brought this up with my discussion, more of like a discourse with the individual who was bullish on Tesla when I brought him on the channel. Some people probably thought I should have been harsher or like pushed back more, but I'm too diplomatic. Take a look at the margins.
Better than my user of Shannara or whatever.
Sharingan,
100%,
from Naruto.
100%. It was probably better than that. This individual was educated, so he was easy to talk to. I didn't really I basically allowed him to espouse his ideas and then just kind of push back on some things, but basically it was more like an interview if anything else. But really look at the margins of Porsche, and you'll see that Porsche's margins are very similar, because a lot of people are going to take the argument and say, well, look at the margins of Volkswagen Group. That includes Volkswagen, which is the cheaper brand, and includes Audi, which is just above Volkswagen, but under Porsche. Porsche's margins are actually quite similar, if not a little bit better.
Well, yeah, that's my argument. It's a luxury car company.
Yes, that's exactly. So you have to keep it there, because I know that Kevin is going to bring it towards like it's mass market. It's not mass market yet. And if they get mass market, the margins are going to come down. And
It's just
you
like Ford.
cannot. Yes.
Ford has like the F-150, great margins.
Yes.
But if they want to compete with real people that can act, well, we're all real people, but people that can actually afford like a normal car.
Real humans.
Yeah, real, not the rich stuff.
Real humans who make
they're going to have to
over
produce a cheaper car, and their margins are going to be lower, and the overall gross margin of the company will be lower. It's common freaking sense. Like, come on, people.
Yes.
But I've never heard Tesla be called a luxury car company. But I was just looking at the prices, and I was like,
it's a luxury car
company.
It's a luxury car company.
And you look at the luxury car market, it generated $450 billion of revenue globally.
Jeremy said it was a middle class car. So
No, it's not.
Wait, Chris, go back to that. You said that the global car market right now is almost 500 billion in revenue.
The luxury car market, the global car auto market's like 3-something trillion. Like, it's huge. But Tesla is specifically in the luxury car segment, which their global revenues is 450 billion. So like, my theory is it's going to hit a freaking brick wall at some point.
But so if Tesla does reach 100% car sales, they would have 3 trillion in revenue a year.
If they conquered all of the entire global car market, they would have $3-something trillion in revenue.
But then if you calculate population growth, I mean, that could be 10 trillion by 2030. So
you know what? You're right. I just lost.
Well, that's what Kevin's going to say tomorrow, so I got to prep you. So.
Yeah. Just cancel the debate, dude. There's no way.
No, and also,
no, go ahead.
His S curve. So he has the S curve model. I took a look at it because when you ask for the assistance of the boys, you could say, I went and like say, okay, well, I got to figure out what like this guy thinks. And so I saw that he has an S curve model that I don't know who provided that to him. He said someone at like the Tesla event or whatever. So he's going to hit you with, how do you say, things that you can't really argue back. It's like,
that's what gets frustrating about those discussions, man, is when people do non sequiturs or they use, false narratives or unfalsifiable opinions.
No, Tesla has an S curve, but their S curve is going to be very abruptly cut off. Like, they're not going to grow at these massive rates because it's literally impossible because the luxury car market is only a certain amount. You cannot go above that. It's impossible.
If I had to guess using logic, Tesla hits a wall next year.
Yes.
The numbers aren't in, but I think we're already in a recession.
Yeah, no. I mean, I've been saying.
Yeah, I went by my local mall.
I don't know how big it is, but
I went by the mall with Jeremy to get some tattooed chef, and we noticed that there was less.
Dude, I was in Charlottesville and it was popping, so I don't know. I'm actually really bullish on the economy. I don't believe the GDP statistics.
Yeah, it's real hard to figure out why you pumped massive liquidity into the market and then counted that as the GDP last year.
Yeah, Fabio, don't you calculate CPI for the government? Why are you claiming it's only 8%?
Yeah, I mean,
well, that one's hilarious too. The inflation was only 8.5% because they don't count in rent anymore, rent or housing. That's how they changed it up back in the 80s.
All right, this guy's punking us. There's no way.
No, I know. No. Anyway, guys, I actually
are you Googling this?
Yes, I am.
Start the stream, okay? I'm sorry. I have to.
What if Warren Buffett came out and he's like, I'm bringing Twitter private for $60 a share.
Then I would short Berkshire Hathaway.
Oh, dude, I forgot earlier in the comment section. Somebody asked me somebody asked in the comment section why Warren Buffett doesn't invest in Microsoft. It's because of his friendship with Bill Gates. He basically made an agreement a long time ago he would never invest in Microsoft because they play bridge together and stuff.
Yeah.
That's why he hasn't bought it.
Yeah, but Warren Buffett also has, was it like $500 million short of Tesla or something? Did y'all see that?
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Yeah, Elon was just like leaking their text messages or something. Bill Gates
has like a $500 million short on Tesla, and I'm like, I don't know why Elon is getting butthurt about this because he tweeted in like 2020.
Because Tesla's his freaking piggy bank. That's why he doesn't want the stock price.
I saw people saying Bill Gates was gonna like get bankrupted by it. I was like, really, a $500 million position?
No,
Dude.
All right, anyway, guys, I have to cut the stream. I gotta go.
Oh man,
we're just so
Sorry.
sloshed. We're just ignoring it. Which is like, because I was laughing about that.
All right, well, I'm cutting it off. You guys have a wonderful night.